How's it going, runners? So I'm extremely excited to tell you guys about my first week of Maffetone training again. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Justin Thompson. I'm your average running PT, and I help average runners achieve their personal elite status. So starting from Monday to now Friday, I've done 4 runs, and the difference between those 4 runs is night and day. But before I get into that, I want to ask you guys a question. If I came on and did one training update every week, kind of like what I'm doing today, would you be interested in that? I know for me, sometimes it's helpful to hear what other people are doing and how it's actually helping them, so that I know whether to start to implement that type of training for myself or not. So let's get into the results. So I've been running now for about 8 or 9 days. I started Wednesday last week, it's now Friday of this week, so that makes 9 days of running. Correction, not 9 days of running, 9 days from when I started running. I've done a total of 7 runs. But I want to tell you specifically about what happened this week. So this week I started running outside again. I started this on Monday, and I want to show you guys the results of Monday right up here. So you can see that my time and my pace were extremely slow, about 12 minutes and 4 seconds per mile. Now for somebody that's run sub 5:30 for a mile, that's hard for me to take. But here's the cool thing. The very next day I ran this run, and as you can see, the time went significantly faster. So then I took Wednesday off. I wanted to make sure that I'm still giving myself some rest, even though I'm not necessarily beating myself into the ground with these runs. I still want to allow my body to adapt to the stress that I'm putting on it. And then on Thursday, things really started to change. You can see here I started going under 11 minutes per mile for my runs. And then today, Friday, May 29th, I did this run. So as you can see, these times are significantly dropping over the course of the week. Now, these results are not typical. Okay, I wouldn't say that if you start running, you're going to drop 2 minutes from here to here in 5 days. So what's to account for this? Why am I suddenly dropping my time by 2 minutes per mile in just a span of 5 days? Now when I first started Maffetone training back at the end of 2019, what happened then? It took me probably about 3 weeks to kind of start to develop that aerobic capacity. But as you can see, this week I'm quickly dropping my time from 12 minutes down to 10 minutes per mile. But why? My heart rate's staying the same. I'm still using the same MAF number. I'm still running at right around the same average heart rate. Each of these runs have been somewhere between 140 and 143 beats per minute on average for the entire duration of the run, whether it was 12 minutes a mile or 10 minutes a mile. So why do I think that my body is adapting so much quicker this time than it did the first time I did Maffetone training? Now, as I mentioned in previous videos, I've taken about 6 weeks off before restarting this training block. Now 6 weeks is a long time, and why I think my body started having some trouble when I first started, and why I ended up doing 12 minutes per mile on that first outdoor run. But I also think that the body, the cardiovascular system, and the nervous system have somewhat of a memory, so that it remembers where you were somewhat recently in time, and it can start to build you back up slowly until you reach a point where you are getting closer to where you were before you stopped. So when I stopped about 6 or 7 weeks ago, keeping my MAF heart rate number was pretty easy for me, even around 9:15 to 9:30 per mile. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that in the next week to 2 weeks, I might be getting back closer to those 9.5 minute paces. Now why is that? 6 weeks of taking off from running and fitness seems to have gone away, but all of those little capillary beds that I built up over the course of 4 months previous, those haven't gone away. They're just not being used as efficiently as they were before. However, like I said, there's a memory to the nervous system and to the cardiovascular system. So once we start stressing the body again, it's going to start to pick up where it left off. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the next month I'm running 9.5, 9:15 per mile while still maintaining my MAF heart rate. So that's the training update for this week. Let me know if you guys appreciated that so that you can use it going forward for your own training. Now if you like this content, go ahead and leave me a like down below and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Now get out there and move with freedom, and I'll see you guys next time.